If AmericaOnline.com/myIDA, put your solution number in all caps, the dot sign thing, and they can fill out their own IDA. This is going live on Monday.
She had long-term care insurance with me, and she expressed concern that her premiums were going up, and she was wondering what she had to do because she didn't know if she could keep affording it. She was thinking about changing it or all this other stuff. So I said, well, she said, I want you to come down and sit down with me because she doesn't drive as much as she used to. So I sat down with her, and I said, well, first of all, how much did you bring going to long-term care? She said, it's $400 a month, which is a pretty big jump. It's going to go to $400 a month, she said. So I said, what do you got? Where do you keep most of the money saved? So she says, well, I have some money in a money market at the bank. So I said, well, how much you got? She said, I'll go get my statement. So she goes to the bank, brings out her statement, and she's got a little over $231,000 sitting in her money market at the bank, or savings account at the bank. But while I was looking at the statement, I looked at right above that was her balance in her checking account, which was $142,000. And this is a retired school teacher, but she doesn't do anything.
Right.
So I suggest we do is we take $100,000, because I know old people like to keep large amounts of money in their checking accounts. I don't know why that's the case.
You don't?
I don't.
It's a security issue.
I know. Oh, they tell me.
Grew up in
the Depression.
Yeah.
So I have a client, Ruth, who's 92. She feels like if she doesn't have $50,000 in a checking account, she's about broke. So I talked to her. I said, I know. So I said, we'll take $100 from your checking account and $200 from your savings account. We'll put $300,000 in the floating rate fund.
Go ahead.
So anyway, I got her $300,000 in the floating rate fund. I explained to the client many times about how much we were going to take from the checking and how much we were going to take from the savings.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that I put the $300,000 ACH purchase, $100,000, $200,000 in that account. I looked at my account, about her account, and also there was only $100,000 in there. So I said, I called Donna and I said, what happened to the $200,000? So they said it came back in NSF. And I said, the $200,000, what was it? And she said, oh, they gave me a new account number. I forgot to give it to you.
Okay.
So I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she said, how much money were you supposed to take?
Mm-hmm.
I said, $300,000. She said, she completely forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
So while still in her savings account. So.
no, but yeah. So I went and got the running her. So on the way, I had to repeat myself to the client multiple times on the appointment, and she'd already forgotten again about what she'd done.
Yes.
So I know her daughter.
Yeah.
And on the way to the appointment, this lady lives in Jungle. On the way over to see this client yesterday, I called her daughter and said, who's also retired school. So I just want to bring to your attention that your mom is forgetting things. And it's getting to be, I said she's forgetting things but she's smart enough. Here's the other thing. She's smart enough to know she's forgetting things, but she makes excuses as why. You probably need to get a financial power of attorney and a healthcare power of attorney on your mom. You want to do two things. You want to have a testamentary will, which says who gets what. Well, the daughter is the only child, so she's going to get her. Well, she's also the only caretaker. You need to find out our secondary contact for that client.
Yeah.
The benefit is that I'm going to be able to send this lady a $1,500 a month dividend check.
Mm-hmm.
Since she's having these issues with memory, and she has the long-term care, if you have dementia or Alzheimer's, that what do they call it? Yeah, that's a qualifying event. So she said, well, you mean I'm going to have to take her to a doctor to prove that she doesn't have good memory? I said, no. Yeah, I said, you call the claims department at Genworth, and they'll talk to her on the phone, and they'll give her 10 words, and they'll talk to her a little bit more, and then they'll have her give back the 10 words and see how many of the 10 she can remember.
is she going to continue to pay for long-term care?
But that's why I got her the $1,500 a month to
Right,
cover
to
the higher
cover
premium.
that, okay.
But now, between that money coming in from the investments,
Mm-hmm.
her pension she gets from teaching, and the benefits she's going to now, if she does qualify for long-term care benefits, that'll more than cover her costs to stay in assisted living facility.
Yeah.
And if she sells her house in Jonesboro, we're talking about that. That'll even give us more money to work with.
Why not a tax-free municipal or another fund?
Let's go down the road.
Yeah.
I had two clients that had over $1 million each.
Right.
One was in the floating rate, half the money was in floating rate, half was in the high yield muni.
Mm-hmm.
When the Federal Reserve chair this week said,
Mm-hmm.
higher for longer, that was the key.
Mm-hmm.
If interest rates are going to go higher for a longer period of time, bond prices are going to continue to go down.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was my initiative to move people out of the high yield muni. Now, and I'm telling, but here's the deal: if you're making a 9.5 point, now the yield on it is 9.55.
Yeah.
So if you're making a 9.55 yield, but on the high yield muni you're making 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if let's say somebody's paying 30% of their money to taxes,
Right.
they're still making more money with the 9.55.
Yeah.
So it comes out even after taxes. It's a better deal. But like I said, I think ACTHX continue to struggle.
Yeah. Well, it's closed right now anyway.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I just opened it up. I moved like $3 million out of it this week.
Yeah.
AFRAX.
Why you did it? Yeah.
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 It's actually the share price is going up with AFRAX.
Yeah.
And it pays twice the dividend. Well, and if I believe interest rates are going higher, which I think they might, that means that the yield on a floating rate is going to go higher too. The AFRAX has already paid 9% this year. So I would not be surprised that we're allowed to get a real estate license. And let me tell you, if they do that, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much money I'd make if I was able to sell the house, finance the house, and get the money that was invested in the house on each transaction? You know how it's changed. Wow. If you're a real estate agent, what, 3%? So 3% of 400,000 is what? $12,000. Okay, so you get a $12,000 check for selling the house.
Wow.
You do the mortgage for $400,000 house. You're going to get around a little less than 1%. So that's $4,000 more dollars. That's $16,000. You help them buy the next house, you get part of the fee on that. That's another $12,000 or whatever. And then they take and give you $500,000 to invest. 3% of that or 2% of that, that's another $10,000. But after you make 4, so you make $20,000 with one client. And then here's the other thing: if you have those licenses, and we start recruiting people, okay, that are already real estate, there's 1 million real estate agents that work with us, and they start selling life insurance and mortgages and stuff, then you can really build a team that could really generate a lot of cash flow. See, this is the magic of handling the investments and doing the mortgage at the same time. Exactly. This is an advantage that just real estate brokers don't have. Bill, this is why you should be recruiting these real estate brokers. Because I have power.
I don't disagree.
I have power to do stuff that they can't do. So right now she's making $4,000 a month, right? But she has over $400,000 invested.
Correct.
Okay. Since I'm handling her investments, and we go to submit the application, and they say her debt to income ratio is too high. We can't loan her the money. Well, she's got this much money. All I have to do is put an income letter together saying I'm going to pay her $2,000 more a month out of her investment.
Added to the income.
Added to now she's at $4,000 income. She's at $6,000.
I got you.
So I have the ability, but a real estate broker can't do that.
Right. Correct.
I mean, a mortgage broker can't do that. Now, a real estate agent can't do that.
Right.
I'm telling you, this little part gives us way more control, and a higher percentage of my loans will close because of this advantage than if I was a real estate agent or a mortgage broker. Yeah, because Because I only have to, and the thing is, the reality is, in a lot of these situations, once they sell the house or do this or that, they don't need that additional income. But you have to get approved on the loan.
I got you.
So I can show even a higher income than that if I have to, just until the loan closes, then I can knock it back down.
Yeah.
Well, it's pressure treated wood, but it's starting to fail. Even pressure treated wood, it's exposed to elements all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we just redid our deck. Somebody's gonna stay in a house or they're getting ready to sell a house, I would go composite. It costs you about a third as much.
Yep.
But the overall gain you'll get from it.
In Georgia, you can't, I like having an auger on my tractor, you can't dig a fence post this time of year. If you wanted to.
There's certain times of the year that you can dig.
Way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Georgia Red Clay.
yeah. If I wait until like November,
There you go.
November to about March,
Yeah.
I can dig all day long. I can dig anything I want, easy. But you wait until about June to now, you can't even think about digging a fence post. That auger will just spin on the ground.
Oh, that's right, okay.
So I've learned that over the years. So I only do certain projects certain times of the year. And if you know anybody that used to work at SunTrust, there's a reward opportunity there. It's the time. And then if you got any teachers think about retiring soon, you need to be talking to them because they're hating their careers right about now. They'd like to retire if they can. I tell you who else I've been thinking about pursuing. You ever see these country financial offices are opening up?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about pursuing them
Okay. Right.
because there's a couple things. I have a client of mine, one of my wealthy clients that lives in Warrenton. He was doing business with them, and they just had a major change of CEO that is just destroying business. And they hate working there now. And so they might be some good people to recruit.
Stonecrest pretty much is ghost town.
Is it really?
Stonecrest Mall. Yeah.
Stonecrest is a ghost town now?
Just pretty much ghost town.
I remember when I was first built.
Yeah, and in fact, we noticed a lot of the larger warehouse projects in Rockdale and Newton County, closer to the Atlanta sides, have stalled.
Huh.
So there's an economic shift. Go out farther east from Conyers, but there's people building all kinds of stuff. So
Like where? Like
you go
town?
past trying to
Madison?
Madison and all that. Madison, so Social Circle, Madison, and out toward Eatonton.
Right.
That place is blowing up. And
Louisville went out of business.
Yeah, they
they're
did.
coming back.
They are.
The pandemic was the final nail in the coffin.
They,
And so,
yeah, we used to go there all the time.
but they have new investors and they're collaborating with the people who originally ran the thing because they want to make it as authentic as they can, but also modernized a little bit.
Let me tell you, there was a time I was pursuing a funeral home.
Oh,
I absolutely. Thank God, absolutely. Because let me tell you why I was pursuing them. And I tried to get in with a couple I was never successful, truly sat down. And I tried to get into one over in Stockbridge.
We tried a couple.
And I tried a couple of Powder Springs. And here's why I like funeral home is because even if they have no life insurance, a lot of times these people do have money sitting in their check accounts, that you're going to pay for. And that's where the family members all rotate around. And you're going to find out who the executor is of the estate.
Okay.
You're going to get all that stuff. And you're going to help them pay for a funeral. But then now you got them to help them. Because when people die is when money gets shifted around.
And when they do have insurance, you don't want the widow to run through it and nothing flat.
Yeah, and that's nothing. So if there is life insurance proceeds, that's nothing.
We had a friend of the family.
I got you.
Is
Her
there
husband
a
passed away
simple,
last year.
Uh-huh.
I've been talking to her for 2 years. She goes, Bill, we've got to sit down. I said, all you got to do, call me. I'll be here.
no,
I'll show you what we can do. Well, guess what?
What?
He passed away. It's too late now. I said, listen, I know this is bad. I know you're going through some time.
Right.
Before you make any decisions,
Mm-hmm.
give me a call.
just go ahead and send a day.
Wait, once you call her?
Have a day.
This was during the funeral.
Okay.
I said, give me a call.
Oh, yeah.
I gave her 30 days, because I know what she's going through, I know what's happening. Plus, she's got a special needs. Called her, we paid the house on. That's probably the right thing for you to do. And I said, listen, if you need me, call me. She did the exact opposite, because now,
Nobody ever calls you.
6 months later, 6 months later, she's in bad shape.
Yeah. So I will say, I would have done what you did.
Yeah, that was a compliment.
I was here. I said, when can we sit down and talk this over? Because when you leave, when that husband died, it was a vacuum.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, and there's vultures.
And so it has to be filled. And if you don't fill it up, the family members will.
Yep.
Okay. And
I can't.
like your family members, right? And there's certain family members you don't want in that.
Yeah.
So you got to take charge of that, and because she's emotional, and you don't want her to make bad decisions, and so you want to help her avoid those. So you need to be more. You probably
Proactive.
Yeah.
need to go after it more. But funeral home, and that's what I'm saying. If you get to be, if you build a relationship with this funeral home down here, you do a lot of business.
Okay.
Could they offer, is there Primerica, like how money works or whatever, something you can do for widows that you could offer through the funeral home? Let them advertise it to you.
Yeah,
Give a
right.
brochures and have them once a year.
Okay, well, when they do pre-needs,
Yes. Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
they give them a little packet to take with them.
Right, and you could have.
And see, every time they get, and what you could do is set up where you put a little something in that pre-need, but every time they gave out a pre-needs packet, they could let you know, they could ask you, is it all right if I have our financial specialist contact? Then, here's the other thing, you can recruit him.
Oh, wow.
Okay, recruit him, get him a license. You go do the business, and he gets to pay the override.
Oh, yeah, we were running down. Listen to us.
Yeah, so you get him a life license, and you get him a securities license, and then so you refer him to you, you go do it, and he gets the override. Like when I recruit tax preparers, same thing.
He gets paid.
Okay.
So what you do is you hire him as a rep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
He gets paid as a rep.
and then anytime he referred you, have him sign the sale.
Okay.
That's different, he's getting the whole.
And remember,
He gets the whole thing, but you get the override.
yeah, and here's the thing, when you do it,
Better do a split
the
sale.
screen do the turbo app, and make sure you pass him the screen to put in his numbers.
Right.
Yes.
Then it's done.
Yeah, but so you see him doing great, and then so you can do POPP.
Yeah.
You can do all, and he'd know about all the products we offer, and he'd be pushing people in your direction to get them to do it because he's going to get paid.
Yeah.
You need to go after that.
The average widow with life insurance, she broke in 3 to 7 years.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Because she's got some ne'er-do-well brother who's got, give me this much money, I'll double it.
Or I have a business opportunity, or let me borrow the money, or whatever. Bad advice.
Or put it in the bank, a rainy day, you'll need it.
So, but yeah, that'd be a great opportunity for you. You can do really well. If you're a federal employee and you're over 59 and a half, you can do a safe harbor rollover.
Yeah.
You want to do that on those TSPs. I got a $233,000 check. One of my clients I've had since 1994. I'm going to downtown Marietta on Tuesday. We're having a surprise retirement party for him. And he's already, but he didn't know they're having a party for him.
Okay.
And stuff. But his sons, all his family are my clients, so they invited me to come. So at the Strand in downtown Marietta on the square.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, he texted me the other day. He got a $233,000 check coming on top of the money he's already got with me.
On the phone, you to fill out the transfer an agent, that you send and just request the money. Because I just been doing it over the phone.
Yes.
So now it just work. For me, it's done over the phone.
But you still got to do an IRA assembly.
Oh yeah, you still have to do that because you get to a certain point, you can't close the account out until you do that assembly.
Wow, we got a lot of good opportunities.
Oh,
So I do a lot more business.
everywhere.
I have one of those big 36-inch riddles that you can buy. What brand is that? Blackstone.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Nice.
that'd be nice to get some good food for everybody on that.